Like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Is the student loan break in jeopardy now? New legal challenge tries to stop it. A major student loan company has filed a lawsuit against the Biden administration to end student loan disruption for millions of borrowers. Here's what you need to know about the March 2020 effort in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Congress then enacted that relief through the CARES Act, which provided for a 6-month pause in student loan payments, a suspension of interest, and the suspension of collections. President Trump and later President Biden then extended that relief several times. Biden's most recent extension ends 60 days after June 30, or whenever the Supreme Court rules on Biden's one-off student loan forgiveness plan. SoFis, a student loan refinance company, filed a lawsuit against the Biden administration this week to end the student loan pause. The borrowers, the existing state or who wish to refinance private student loans, offers private student loan products, argues that Biden's recent extension is unlawful and deprives them of revenue from its student loan refinancing products, complaining that it was inappropriate for the Biden administration to invoke the uncertainty surrounding the administration's student loan forgiveness initiative in the Supreme Court as justification for a further extension. Those numbers also grossly underestimate the damaging effects of the moratorium, as they don't account for the growth SoFis' federal student debt refinancing business would otherwise have experienced decide to refinance through a private lender like SoFi. Specifically, refinancing a federal student loan through a private loan program would result in the borrower being permanently barred from any federal student loan debt relief initiatives, including any federal student loan forgiveness initiatives, income-based repayment plans, or default resolution initiatives. SoFi is seeking a court order ending the student loan pause or alternatively, requiring repayment of borrowers who are ineligible for cancellation of student debt. The White House responded to the lawsuit, claiming that Biden's recent student loan pause extension was legal. This lawsuit is an attempt by a multi-billion-dollar company to make money, while forcing 45 million borrowers to repay, putting many at risk of serious harm, the White House said in a statement. Leading advocacy groups for student loan borrowers were harsh words for SoFi. Mike Pierce, executive director of the Student Borrower Protection Center, slammed SoFi's CEO as a financial vulture feasting on our bloated and broken student loan system, saying in a statement, "The real story here is the tremendous risk that this poses. Represents tens of millions of working people whom SoFi would never lend to. Families across the country who depend on student loan payments are on pause to protect them from financial devastation and borrowers," said Natalia Abrams, president of the Student Debt Crisis Center, in a statement. They are using their vast wealth to block President Biden's debt relief plan and the pandemic-related suspension of payments. We condemn SoFi's actions and call on the Biden administration to take all necessary steps to protect borrowers from these egregious legal maneuvers. SoFi's lawsuit is just the latest attempt to stop Biden's recent extension of the student loan break. Last month, Republicans in Congress filed the Stop Reckless Student Loan Actions Act to end the student loan pause and prevent Biden from issuing sweeping student loan decrees, a direct threat to borrowers dependent on the pause in the student loans. The Biden administration has relied on the HEROES Act of 2003 to extend the hiatus, as has the Trump administration. The HEROES Act allows the Department of Education to change or waive federal student loan programs in response to a national emergency, such as a pandemic. The Biden administration used the same legal power to set up the one-time student loan forgiveness initiative, which is now before the Supreme Court. During last week's Supreme Court hearing, parties and judges discussed the ongoing pause on student loans. While a majority of justices were skeptical of Biden's student loan forgiveness plan, there seemed to be broad agreement that the HEROES Act does authorize the Department of Education to temporarily suspend student loan payments and interest in response to a national emergency. However, at least some judges suggested that this power was not unlimited and had to be sufficiently linked to the emergency to be valid.